Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Ascension Parish Council meeting on March 6th here at the Ascension Parish Courthouse in Donaldsonville. For our invocation and our pledge, I'd like to ask Councilman Arsenault, please oblige. Thank you.
To the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Yeah, my apologies. Can you please speak on your program a little bit?
So I am Rian Harvey, and I am here to represent the Mayor's Youth Advisory Council. And basically, the Mayor's Youth Advisory Council is all about the student body of Donaldsonville representing our community and coming together to be a leading example for the rest of the youth in our community.
Thank you very much. We sure appreciate it. Thanks.
My name is Tamikio Garrison, and I'm the volunteer coordinator and founder, along with Mayor Leroy Sullivan. This is actually our 10th year celebrating the Mayor's Youth Advisory Council. And they also learn about their civic responsibility. They get a chance to meet all of the elected officials within the community. They learn who they are from the city level all the way up to the federal level. They each hold titles. So we have a president, a vice president, a senator, a U.S. senator, a U.S. representative. Rayon is our mayor. So everyone has a title, and it's their responsibility to learn what that office does. So you have a representative as a parish councilman. They represent ours, Oliver Joseph, and all of the rest of the elected officials. We even have a 23rd JDC. We have a parish president. We have a justice of the peace. So we have all of the levels of government represented. Mayor?
I just want to say that I am so happy and proud to be a part of a bunch of young people that really are movers and shakers in our community and brings a lot to the city of Donaldsonville. In the past, we have paid for them to go to Washington, D.C. to represent us with our legislative delegates, and they have always represented the city of Donaldsonville well. So I'm just so happy that we can play a part in making sure that we shape the future of our young people. And we get information from them. They give us feedback on what the young people think need to be done in the city of Donaldsonville. So we're just happy and excited. Sorry that we just have one here tonight, but you know, it's kind of hard to get everyone together with all the sports and everything else that's going on. But thank y'all for having us.
Yeah. And one more time, can I get the name of the organization? I missed it.
It's the Mayor's Youth Advisory Council, and they're made up of students from both Ascension Catholic and Donaldsonville High School. Yeah, that'd be great.
Thank you.
Give me a second to make sure I can see everybody. All right, let me make sure. All right. Somebody's hiding back there. I got everybody. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Gonna take a couple. Good. Make sure nobody's pointing. All right. Thank y'all.
All right. For agenda item number 2, roll call. We are only missing Chairman Melanson this afternoon. As far as agenda item number 3, chairs additions, I just want to make a short statement on the individuals in Darrow who unfortunately experienced a tornado. The parish president's report is going to address some state of emergency issues, but I just wanted to let these guys know that the entire council, we're thinking about all that. It's a very unfortunate event, and I actually went out to the site. I know some of the individuals, and it's pretty rough what happened in their homes. So And I know we're gonna talk about that a little later, so I'll let y'all get to that. Agenda item number 4, public comment sign-in period. If you would like to speak on any agenda item, please, approach the podium and fill out a comment card. All right, agenda item number 5, Parish President's report.
Thank you, Chair. Good evening, Council. Just like in the chair additions, we'll go over our weather event. OEP confirmed that the National Weather Service had an EF1 tornado with a max winds of about 90 miles per hour on Tuesday, March 4th. The tornado touched down in Dara and damaged 4 homes along Highway 942. I filed the local state of emergency, which ends on April 4th, 2025, for our residents who may be eligible for assistance based on the confirmed tornado. And that concludes my report, Chair. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, President. Moving on to agenda item number 6, general business. 6A, a resolution to authorize, direct, and empower Parish President Clint Quitmall to execute any and all contracts of whatever kind on behalf of Ascension Parish government for the Ascension Parish Mississippi River Trail, Phase 1 and 2. State project number H.04912, and/or Chief Financial Officer Dawn Caballero for financial documents. Anyone have any questions, Mr. Compton?
Motion.
I have a motion from Mr. Vornado, second from Mr. Hillingsbeck. Any questions? Any objection? Hearing none? All right, agenda item 6B. A resolution in support of proposed legislation relative to the financing structure for projects to be completed by Ascension Parish government to change the contract limit from $250,000 to $500,000 per project, and to adjust the contract limit annually by an amount not to exceed the annual percentage increase in the Consumer Price Index in the preceding year, and to increase the required performance bond amount from $25,000 to $50,000. Do we have any questions? Motion, Mr. Vornado. Second, Mr. Hillingsbeck. Mr. Robert, you have a question?
Just curious, what we're doing, and I'm assuming whenever we're changing the, maximum from 250 to 500, we're doing that, we could have done that before with council vote, right? Anything for that?
State legislation.
So this is just
State
saying,
legislation requires us to go to the legislature, but it requires a resolution from y'all for us to proceed.
no, but my question is, before this, like last year,
Okay.
if there was a project over 250, what would we do?
We have to go to bid.
We wouldn't be able to do anything with it.
No, we cannot do it in-house, and we have to go to bid
Okay,
for an outside contract.
okay, that's
Yeah.
all.
And look, and simply, and I'll kind of just brief. So due to COVID and inflation, right, we're doing less projects in-house. Material, labor costs have all gone up. And so we have capable staff to do these things. We just simply can't because we're reaching now behind 250. And it's just hard to get anybody to do a project for 250 for a corporation. They just won't do them. So it's a lot of trouble just getting people to start a bid for such a price. Moving up to 500,000 allows us to do more projects in your districts, simply put. And adjusting the bid process allows us to do them faster. So we're able to do more projects in your districts, and we're able to do them faster, and that's what this legislation is about. Absolutely.
Mr. Joseph, you have a question?
Yes, and I spoke to State Representative Kent Brass on this. He's the one gonna push this bill through the House for us. He just wanted to make sure to let the council know. This resolution is just to make sure that he ensure that the administration and the council is on the same page. And he just wanted to make sure y'all know that. Anything that goes through the legislation with him, he will require a resolution from the council, so he'll make sure that we're on the same page with the administration. So this will not be the first one like this coming down. So that's the reason why this resolution for a bill. Thank you.
Thank you. I already have a motion and a second. Are there any objections?
I did have one more question, President.
Sure.
And clearly, it's kind of a question that probably could go without being said. We would have to approve any project that we're doing even in-house for $300,000, $400,000.
Over
for the
50.
council. Yeah. sorry.
That is correct. We'll have to go before finance and before this council for approval. That is
Thank you,
correct.
sir.
All right, any objections? Hearing none. Agenda item number 7A. We have Planning and Zoning Commission reappointments. Mr. Chairman Dennis Cullen, you will read. I will need a motion and a second on each individual, please.
All right, thank you, Mr. Chairman. We had a Personnel Committee meeting on February the 25th, and the following recommendations were made. For the Planning and Zoning Commission, Mr. Max Nasser. It's a reappointment.
Motion, Mr. Varnado, second, Ms. Alonso. Any question, any objection? Hearing none.
Next, we have Mr. Randy Cluott Jr., another reappointment.
Motion, Mr. Hillingsbeck, second, Mr. Arsenault. Any questions? Any objection? Hearing none.
And third, we got Mr. Eric Jones. This is a new appointment.
Motion, Mr. Hillingsbeck, second, Mr. Varnado. Any questions? Any objections? Hearing none. Agenda item 7B.
We got, hold on. We're not,
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I missed one. We gotta do all four. We gotta do all four.
no, we got two more.
Yeah, this is 7B, Fire Petition District number 3.
Yeah, okay. Don't yell.
Considerations and approvals.
I'm sensitive. Are we ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we got Fire Protection District number 3. We got 2 reappointments. David Commander.
Motion, Mr. Hillingsbeck. Second, Mr. Varnado. Any questions? Any objection? Hearing none.
And Tracy Burns, another reappointment.
Motion, Mr. Varnado. Second, Mr. Hillingsbeck. Any questions? Any objections? Hearing none.
That's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.
I think, let me look again.
I believe we're good to go, Mr. Kelly.
We
Thank you
good.
very much. All right, agenda item 8A, introduction of ordinances. Introduction of an ordinance to revoke an existing 30-foot drainage servitude and an existing 15-foot drainage servitude located across the northern portion of tract B1A1A of the George M. Valentine property. I need a motion introduced. Motion, Mr. Hillingsbeck. Agenda item 8B, introduction of an ordinance to revoke an existing 15-foot servitude and an existing 15-foot drainage servitude located across the northern portion of Lot 5A1 of the Jaron Crotwell property. Motion, Mr. Robert. All right, agenda item 9A, reading of an ordinance to declare surplus and authorize the sale and/or transfer of miscellaneous movable equipment. Mr. DePatie.
Purpose to declare surplus and authorize the sale and or transfer of miscellaneous movable property. Whereas the parish of Ascension has certain assets that are surplus and no longer viable to retain, and whereas these assets no longer serve or have any public purpose, and whereas the parish of Ascension desires to declare said assets as surplus and provide for the sale and or transfer of same, whereas be it ordained by the Ascension Parish Council acting in its capacity as the governing authority that it hereby declares the listing of assets attached here to and made a part hereof of Exhibit A as surplus and authorizes the sale and or transfer of same. Severability in the event that any portion of this ordinance is ever held invalid or unconstitutional for any reason by any court of competent jurisdiction over it, such portion shall be deemed except for distinct and independent provision and shall not affect the validity of the remaining portion of the ordinance. Effective date, this ordinance shall be in full effect as permitted by law. The ordinance having been submitted to vote, the vote thereon as follows.
Second.
Motion to close. Got a motion and a second.
Motion open, Mr. Robert. Second by Mr. Varnado. Motion to close by Mr. Joseph.
Yes.
And second by Mr. Arsenault. Need a motion on that? Motion to adopt, Mr. Hillingsbeck. Second, Ms. Alonso. Any questions? Any objection? Hearing none. Agenda item 9D, reading of an ordinance to amend the Ascension Parish Code of Ordinances, Chapter 13, Occupational Licenses, Taxes, and Regulations, to add Article 15, Food Truck and Trailer Vendors. Mr. DePatie.
Purpose to amend the Ascension Parish Code of Ordinances, Chapter 13, Occupational Licenses, Taxes, and Regulations to add Article 15, Food Truck and Trailer Vendors. Whereas the Parish of Ascension desires to adopt rules and regulations for food truck and trailer vendors, to operate in the parish of Ascension. Now therefore be it ordained by the Ascension Parish Governing Authority of the parish of Ascension, State of Louisiana, that Chapter 13 occupational license, taxes, and regulations be amended and supplemented by adding Article 15 food truck and trailer vendors as further described in Exhibit A attached here to made part hereof. Repeal all ordinances or parts of ordinances in conflict herewith are hereby and henceforth repealed. Severability of any provision of this ordinance is ever held invalid, such invalidity should not affect the other provisions herein, which can be given effect without the invalid provision, and to this end, the provision of this ordinance are hereby declared to be severable. Effective date, the ordinance shall be in full effect as permitted by law. Some ordinance having been submitted to a vote, the vote thereon is as follows.
Motion to open, Mr. Hillingsbeck. Second, Mr. Vornado. Motion to close, Ms. Alonso. Who seconded? Second, Mr. Hillingsbeck. Motion to adopt the ordinance by Mr. Hillingsbeck. Second by Mr. Vornado. Any questions? Any objection? Hearing none. Agenda item 9G. To amend the Ascension Parish Code of Ordinances, Chapter 15, Parks and Recreation, Article 1, in general, Section 15.3, mobile food units, food trucks, in Ascension Parish parks, to provide for the operations and fees for the use of the Ascension Parish Government Parks and Ascension Parish Food Truck Court by a food truck and trailer vendor. Mr. DuPatti.
Purpose to amend the Ascension Parish Code of Ordinances, Chapter 15, Parks and Recreation, Article 1 in general, Section 15.3, mobile food units, food trucks, and Ascension Parish parks to provide for the operation and fees for the use of the Ascension Parish government parks. Government parks are Ascension Parish Food Truck Court by a food truck and trailer vendor. Whereas the parish of Ascension desires to implement rules, regulations, and fees for the use of Ascension Parish government parks or Ascension Parish Food Truck Court by a food truck and trailer vendor. Now therefore be it ordained by the Ascension Parish Governing Authority of the parish of Ascension, State of Louisiana, that Chapter 15 Parks and Recreation, Article 1 in general, Section 15.3, mobile food units, food trucks, and Ascension Parish parks to be amended and supplemented as further described in Exhibit A attached here to amended part hereof. Repeal all ordinances or parts of ordinances in conflict herewith or hereby and henceforth repealed. Severability, if any provision of this ordinance is held to be invalid, such invalidity shall not affect other provisions herein which can be given effect without invalid provisions. And to this end, the provisions of this ordinance are hereby declared to be severable. Effective date, this ordinance shall be in full effect as permitted by law. The ordinance has been submitted to a vote. The vote thereon was as follows.
Motion to open, Mr. Vornado. Second, Mr. Hillingsbeck.
Motion to close.
Motion to close, Mr. Vornado. Second, Mr. Joseph. Go ahead, Mr. Robert. He gets to speak.
How are you, sir?
Mr. Compton.
I'm fine. It actually, I'm just asking because I had someone call me Friday inquiring about snowballs at Lamar Dixon. So with this in place, would that give any type of avenue for that particular park? Or, I mean, I know that's not necessarily considered a park.
That's a great question. Lamar Dixon operates under a different set of rules. They would have to coordinate that with Lamar Dixon because they're not considered one of our parish parks.
Okay.
So I would think a call to them would be where I'd start.
Okay, and apparently, and I guess I can get with you after the meeting with who had called and whatnot, but maybe if we could get a contact over there and figure out a way that they might want to cooperate, you know, it kind of goes along the lines of what we had talked about before with snowballs and kids and things like that. And if not, then we are
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Believe I need a motion to adopt if everybody has,
I'll
no
tell-
more
I'm
questions. You good?
Yeah.
Okay, motion to adopt, Mr. Hillingsbeck.
Second.
Was that a second, Mr. Robert? All right, any questions? Any objections? Hearing none?
It's probably more about 45 seconds, close to a minute.
All right, agenda item 9J, reading of an ordinance to revoke and abandon a portion of right-of-way in accordance with LARS 48701 for the right-of-way referred to as Market Center Boulevard, located off of LA Highway 73 in Ascension Parish. Mr. DuPatti.
Purpose to revoke and abandon a portion of right-of-way in accordance with LARS 48701 for the right-of-way referred to as Market Center Boulevard, formerly known as Marketplace Avenue, located off of Louisiana Highway 73, Ascension Parish, State of Louisiana. Whereas the parish of Ascension was granted a right-of-way named Market Center Boulevard, more particularly described in the benchmark group LLC map prepared on November 16, 2010 for Area LLC and Lamarck Inc. attached here to as Exhibit A and made a part hereof. Whereas a portion of the Old Parish Road, 40 feet right of way is outside of the current Market Center Boulevard dedicated right of way and is no longer needed by Ascension Parish. Attached here to as Exhibit B and made a part hereof. Whereas Ascension Parish Council, through the powers granted under the Home Rule Charter and under LARS 48701, has the authority to revoke and set aside the dedication of all public roads when the road is no longer needed for public purposes. Therefore, be it ordained that the parish of Ascension hereby revokes and abandons portions of right-of-way outside of the current Market Center Boulevard right-of-way referred to as Old Parish Road, 40-foot right-of-way, as shown on the above referenced survey map. And that ownership of the property contained in the portion of said right-of-way remains with the contiguous landowner, Delta Guideman LLC. Effective date, this ordinance shall be in full effect as permitted by law. This ordinance has been submitted to a vote. The vote thereon was as follows.
Motion to open, Mr. Robert, second, Mr. Vornado. Motion to close, Mr. Vornado, second, Mr. Hillingsbeck. Motion to adopt, Mr. Hillingsbeck, second by Mr. Vornado. Do I have any questions? Have any objections? Hearing none. I'll need a roll call vote for item 10A.
Councilman Joseph,
Yes.
Robert,
Yes.
Turner. Yes. Arsenault. Yes. Barnado.
Yes.
Hillingsbeck.
Yes.
Alonso. Cullen. Star. And PT.
Yes. Motion, Mr. Arsenault, second, Ms. Alonso.
We're gonna make the motion to hire the Long Law Firm to represent the parish in the litigation of A&R Construction.
All right, I've got a motion, Mr. Turner. Second. Second, Ms. Alonso. Any objection, any questions? Hearing none. Motion to adjourn, Mr. Cullen.
Second.
Second, Mr. Robert. We are adjourned.